Hello, today. Nah. Hello, today I will be sharing with you a valuable life lesson that I have learned from watching a scene from the Avatar The Last Airbender. Now, this lesson, I learned this lesson I learned this lesson, I learned this lesson from Book 1, Chapter 3, The Southern Air Temple. Now, if you are somebody that, now if you are dwelling on the past and not, if you are dwelling in the past and it is not allowing you to move towards the future, if you're not focusing on what is in front of you, if you're not enjoying and experiencing the present, if you're not smelling the flowers, if you're not hugging the people in front of you and being grateful for what you have, if you're not taking those opportunities that may help to create a better future because you're dwelling on the past, this video is for you. This lesson that I have, this message that I'm going to share with you is do not dwell on the past. Use it as a life learning experience. This is what I have learned from watching this scene that I'm going to share with you from the Avatar The Last Airbender. Now, I created this channel to spread awareness that every story we read, that we watch, has a lesson, always has a lesson for us to learn from. And I also created this channel to spread the lessons that I have learned personally from many of my favorite stories and many of your favorite stories from movies, cartoons, and books. This is why I created this channel, because I truly believe that we can use these lessons to improve ourselves and the lives of others. Let's get to it. Yep.
But the true secret is in the gooey center. My ancient cake-making technique isn't the only thing on your mind, is it, Anne?
This whole Avatar thing. Maybe the monks made a mistake.
The only mistake they made was telling you before you turned 16. But we can't concern ourselves with what was. We must act on what is.
Now, if you haven't watched the episode, I'm going to tell you what it is about. So be warned. If you don't want to know, I'm going to tell you either way. So in the scene, we have Aang visiting the Southern Air Temple where he was born. And when he arrives, he finds out that it's empty. There's not a single individual being there. And he finds a statue of Monk Gyatso. Monk Gyatso is an old monk that you see that is sharing the advice with Aang, the one who is baking those, I don't know what are those things. Excuse me. That is Monk Gyatso, and when he sees his statue, he reflects upon the lesson that he was teaching Aang. Aang reflects on the lesson that he was trying to teach him. And in the scene, we have Aang talking about he's dwelling on the past, or he's thinking about the past. He's like, why me? You know, like why couldn't it have been somebody else? I don't understand, and blah blah blah. Like, you know, he's focusing on the past, and you see him that he's all curled up. He's all like, you see him that he's all curled up, and he's all like, kind of, I don't want to say, you know, he's putting himself not in a pretty confident mood, you know, in a position. And Monk Gyatso tells him the quote, which is, and then Monk Gyatso advice is, or the lesson that he's sharing with Aang is that we must not focus on what was, and we must act on what is. Let's see. Oh, sorry, wrong word. I put in my own words. We can't concern ourselves with what was. We must act on what is. Beautiful advice. Beautiful lesson, man. We can't concern ourselves with what was. We must act on what is. We can't concern ourselves with what was. We must act on what is. We can't concern ourselves with what was. We must act on what is. Now, what does that mean to me? What it means to me is that it's a beautiful, valuable advice that you should take and you should act and you should practice on your daily life. Because if you want to improve your life and the lifestyle of others, just act on it and practice it. There, the video's over. It's done. Just kidding. What it means to me is that you shouldn't focus on the past. Like, it's good to reflect upon it, but you use it more like a life learning experience. And focus more on the present. Focus more on the opportunities that are in front of you. Focus on creating the future that you want for yourself. Focus on creating those goals. Focus on the beautiful smells of the food that your mother or your uncle or your aunt or your little brother is cooking. Your neighbor's house food in the early morning when it smells so delicious when you're walking around the block and focus what's in front of you. If you have dogs, focus on them. And as we saw in the scene, once Monkey Yatsu shared that advice, the authors or the creators of Avatar The Last Airbender expand the scene, showing us all the air bison, showing us the view that Aang has, a beautiful, beautiful view, the plants, the trees, so relaxing. And because he was dwelling or focusing on the past, like, oh, why me? There's nothing bad with focusing on the past, but if you're dwelling on a consistent basis that you have that you have created a habit, or you have added so much time on dwelling or focusing on the past that you're no longer paying attention to what is in front of you, that you're no longer appreciating, that you just, it's not that you're doing it consciously, intentionally, but if you are, try to become more aware of yourself. Stop yourself. Tell somebody, hey, whenever I feel like if I'm dwelling on the past, or if I'm just thinking about it and I'm not enjoying the present, remind me that is to snap me out of it and focus more on the future, to be grateful. List 10 things why you're grateful. Write it down at that present moment so you could appreciate what is in front of you. You don't have to write it down, but think about it and you'll be more grateful. And by thinking about the things that you have, you could create a habit that allows you to focus more on what you do have than what you don't have. That's a little exercise too that I have learned from many beautiful stories. But yeah, don't focus. Use the past as a learning experience. A quote from Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker and author, says, use your past as one of your mentors. Use your past as one of your mentors. Wow. We only saw mentors as people, as individuals, but to give our past, as a mentor, giving it that name, personification. And that's a different perspective, a different viewpoint, and we could learn a lot. We could learn a lot, from our past and use it. We could become grateful of our past, even if it was a hard and difficult time, because we can teach others from our past. We can rise others from our past. We can use what we have learned. We can help others. We can understand others who have gone through the same or who are going through the same. And it is, if you had a tough past, you can help so many people, and people who you may find meaningful, or people might find you meaningful for being able to help them out. You can learn from your past and not allow certain mistakes to repeat over and over again, and you could create a better present for yourself and a future, not only for yourself but for your family. Use your past as a mentor. Learn from the past. If you even can, be grateful for your past because you are no longer there, and be grateful for where you are now. And just really, just realize that without challenge, we do not grow, and we won't grow. We just don't grow, and just be grateful and use it, and look back and just try to make it a positive experience and see what you can get out of it. Turn it into a positive experience if you can, and it's some grateful things that you're happy that why it happened. How has it made you a better person? Okay, let's get to the other point. Focus on the present. Focus on the present. Focus. You know, there's sometimes I've been guilty of this. You know, where I focus on the past consecutively, and I had formed a habit. You know, where I was just in my home, just, you know, in my little cave, my covered walls. You know, it's just so dark, and you know, just I realized I was spending so much of my time, you know, just always thinking, curled up like Ang, you know, like. And then I realized, you know, was it the scene that I learned from this scene? Was it the lesson that I learned from this scene that allowed me to become aware of what I was doing? I don't remember, but I guarantee you that I'm not that person anymore, and I'm grateful that I'm not. And you know, sometimes I do go back to that. So you know, it comes back in certain situations. You know, we might be overcoming a challenge or facing a challenge, and we naturally, not everybody, but you know, subconsciously we have this habit. Some of us, for me, I know it happens naturally, but the more I practice, the more I become aware, the less it decreases, and the more I'm able to snap out of it and, you know, be like, oh wait, you know, I'm dwelling too much. Let's start creating the future. What could I do? Let me look at the present. You know, what do I have that I could, you know, that I could use to solve this problem? Who can I talk to? What book can I read? Who can I learn from? You know, don't there's so much beautiful things in our present that we don't take advantage, that we don't realize are really important for us as until they're gone. And I know you always hear this, but it is true, and it is, you know, so practicing being grateful, looking for the things you're grateful of today, of practicing where you are no longer at, what you have now and what you didn't have back then, well, where you are now from where you used to be. You know, it could bring you a really good, great sense of happiness, knowing that you are no longer in a position where you used to be, or you know, you learned something, or you were able to help somebody. So this is a lesson that I have learned from the Avatar The Last Airbender, Book 1, Chapter 3. The Southern Air Temple is to not dwell on the past and act on what is. Act on your present. You know, there's so much good in front of us, and you know, making this video has made me think that I need to practice this more. And you know, this is one of the reasons why I do this video, not only to share what I have learned, but you know, I could watch my own videos and remind myself, you know, these messages. It is always really good to remind yourself, and this is one of the reasons why I created these videos, not just to share the messages, but so I could look back at them and remind myself, you know, these lessons are truly valuable to me, and in order to become what I want to become, I need these lessons, and they're true. Like, I see them, like, if I don't apply these lessons, I feel like, you know, I may mess up, or, you know, it's like my toolbox. Like, wherever I go, I'm ready. It's like my first aid kit. If I have an injury or something, I got the tools. You know, I got it in my brain. I got the Band-Aid, and I'm ready. So, before I end this video, I'm going to share one more quote with you, and that is from Marianne Williamson. From an American author. We do not heal the past by dwelling there. We do not heal the past by dwelling there. We heal the past by living in the present. Now this is what I have learned. If you found this video useful, please share with somebody that you can help. Please share with somebody that you think who needs the lesson. And if you want to learn more wisdom, watch the Avatar The Last Airbender. It has so much wisdom, and you know, so much life lessons that you can apply to your life if you find them valuable and meaningful, and I guarantee you will learn from them, and you will better your life and the life of others if you practice them and apply them, and don't take them for granted. For don't take them for granted. You know, this is gold. It is gold. It's beautiful. It has helped me in ways that I never thought they would. It has helped me. I used to take these lessons for granted, and now I used to take these lessons for granted, and ever since I stopped, my life has improved. So don't take these lessons for granted. And I would also like of you to please share with us what you thought the message meant to you, or what do you think is its true meaning. I'm really interested in your thoughts, and I really want to know your thoughts, to see what were your thoughts, and maybe if we had a different perspective or if we have the same. All I ask of you is to share the story, share it with somebody, change their lives, help somebody, guide them, guide yourself, help and help others. Peace. Adios.